Hi guys, you know those crazy friends of yours who are always like, I'm gonna sue Facebook? Yeah, well, apparently I'm one of them too. Let me explain. Stay tuned. Hi guys, it's me and I'm back with a video about my situation with Facebook. And if you're not aware of what my situation with Facebook is, don't worry because I'm going to fill you in. But I've had a lot of people messaging me on Reddit and on YouTube and on LinkedIn because they are facing the same situation with Facebook. And it's got to a point where I'm like, oh, well, shit, I guess I'm like taking a stand about this and people are looking to me to do something, so why don't I do it? So I did. On Friday, I did. I went down to the Middlesex County Court and I filed an action against Facebook. And it feels surreal, to be honest. It's like, who sues Facebook? Well, unfortunately, I had to try it once before because I had my account hacked and it was 6 months before I was able to get that resolved. But the fact is, we are in a weird situation now where Facebook is such a big behemoth and that they don't care to have any kind of customer service system in place. And this means if you get locked out for a Facebook for any reason whatsoever, including just a glitch in the system, there's no one you can turn to. There's no one you can talk to. And I am in a very privileged situation because I have been a Facebook customer for 10 years and I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on advertising. So I actually had some people at Facebook I could talk to, my Facebook marketing experts. And they weren't able to help me, but I mean, at least it put me in a situation where I was able to do something. And every single day I'm getting messages from people who are locked out of their Facebook account and can do nothing because Facebook doesn't have a system in place to help them. And it's like, oh shit, I guess something needs to be done. But let me first of all tell you what my problem with Facebook is. Because, a lot of people have problems with Facebook. I mean, Facebook is this big, huge, gigantic behemoth that has sucked up all of our personal data. And there are all sorts of reasons we could possibly be concerned about it. I don't really care about any of those. Not going to lie. To me, I use Facebook as a business. I write books and I advertise them on Facebook. And I spend less on advertising than I get in royalties for people buying my books, and therefore I make a profit. And this has enabled me to become successful at publishing to the point where I should be able to support my family based on the books that I have already written. And in addition to that, I'm a social media guy. I run advertising accounts for a number of other businesses, and I spend tens of thousands of dollars on advertising on behalf of them. And what I do is impossible to do without Facebook. So it's this weird situation. This private company has basically positioned itself to be like vitally important in my life. And I'd stopped using Facebook personally because I found it a very toxic environment. But as a business owner, Facebook is huge. It's massive. And that's what makes this so difficult, because when you find yourself in a situation in which a private business plays such a huge role in your life and your ability to support your family, when they do something wrong and they don't care to resolve it, that can be devastating. And I'm lucky enough, when I explain my situation, I'll understand why. I'm lucky enough to have a genuine legal complaint against Facebook. And I guess it's my duty to follow up with this rather than just accept surrender, because it's the thin end of a wedge. Facebook are hurting an awful lot of people because of some of the problems that I'm about to discuss. And they will be called to account for that at some point in the future as this problem grows and as more and more people are affected. But the way to accelerate that process is for people like me, who actually have a genuine legal reason why we can go after Facebook. People like me need to step up and do it, because we need to be that thin end of the wedge that opens the door and opens the door and opens the door until finally Facebook are accountable for what they take from their users instead of just what their users give to them. So let me explain my problem. I what I said, as an anchorman would say, I'm kind of a big deal on Facebook. I'm not, but I mean, I am a person who runs businesses on Facebook and spends tens of thousands of dollars of advertising on Facebook. So Facebook require people like me to have something called Facebook Protect on their personal Facebook accounts. And you need a personal Facebook account to do any kind of business on Facebook. Facebook, they're very, very good at like splitting themselves into different companies and brands and things. At the moment it's Meta rather than Facebook, but they're all the same thing. And they're all represented by the same agent of service in a legal sense. So, you know, don't let the names confuse you. Anyway, I needed to have two-factor authentication in order to access my personal Facebook account. And I needed to be able to access my personal Facebook account in order to access the Facebook advertising platform, which is where I do my business. So that was all well and good. I downloaded something called Google Authenticator. I scanned a QR code in the privacy and settings of my Facebook account, and it generated at the top of a button a 6-digit code. And so when I logged onto a new browser on Facebook, I was asked to enter this 6-digit code, which I did, and I got through. And periodically, whether it was on my phone or whether it was on my desktop, Facebook would say, hey, we need to verify it, so you give us this 6-digit code. That's great. Okay, that worked perfectly well, and I really felt quite good about that because I felt it like it secured my account. And I had my account hacked before, and it was a horrible ordeal. So I was happy to do this. But my phone went through an accidental factory reset in January. And at that point, Google Authenticator didn't generate that 6-digit code anymore, which was a problem because I couldn't log into any new browser without this 6-digit code. And I couldn't go into any of the browsers that I already logged into and go to my privacy and security settings and switch off two-factor authentication, because you need to enter that 6-digit code to be able to switch off two-factor authentication, which kind of is a bit insane, isn't it? This is where the problem starts to arise. So because I was unable to generate the 6-digit code and I was unable to switch off two-factor authentication, what happened was, over the course of weeks, I got logged out of every device that I used to access my personal Facebook account. My phone, every browser on my computer, every browser on my laptop. And after that, I was left unable to do anything. And I'll show you some screenshots here of the process. So however I try and log into Facebook on any computer, I get this screen here, which says enter a 6-digit code. And then I don't have that 6-digit code, so I click on need another way to authenticate, and I get this pop-up that says if you need another way to authenticate, use code generator in the Facebook app on your phone, which is great, except if I show you this screenshot, I can't log into Facebook on my phone, so I can't access code generator. And if I click on the buttons there to say need another way to authenticate or need help, I go to a broken page. So I'm stuck in this situation where the only way to access my Facebook account is by using code generator, which is part of the Facebook app, but I can't log into the Facebook app without that 6-digit code, which is generated by the Facebook app, which is really frustrating. It's a glitch. And you know, glitches happen, that's fine. So when this glitch happened back in February, I emailed my Meta concierge, who is my Facebook marketing expert, and said, hey, I'm locked out of my account. And they filed a support ticket for me, where I was informed that they had no way to solve this problem. And I escalated this and escalated this. It ended up being literally 126 emails when I went through, I believe, 12 different reps I separately spoke to as I was moved through. And 3 support tickets were filed over the course of 6 months. And in each one, Facebook literally informed me that they could not solve my problem. It's just frustrating. I mean, that was bad. But for me, I had a blessing and a curse, because I was logged out of my Facebook account, and that meant I couldn't access the advertising dashboard. The advertising dashboard had adverts already set up that were already running. So I couldn't access Facebook's advertising platform, and yet they ran my ads and eventually charged me hundreds of dollars for the ads that I had run. And at this point, this becomes a legal problem, because in a legal contract, you have something called consideration, which is where they give you something in consideration for you giving them something. And you know, with Facebook, it's a case of if they are charging me money for advertising, in consideration, I need to have access to their advertising platforms. That is a breach of contract. That is an actual legal thing that they have done wrong. And I have tried diligently over the course of 6 months to get them to solve this problem through every single means I have available, and they haven't. So yeah, I'm left in this situation which I have to take them to court. And it just makes me so fucking angry that I have to do this. I mean, this is a situation in which, they have a very simple problem to solve. All I need is that 6-digit code one time. And I've spoken to 12 different people who presumably get paid by the hour by Facebook, and none of them can solve this problem for me. I mean, that's just stupid. And the thing that really gets me is I'm not the only person who is being impacted by this. As I said, I posted about this on Reddit, I posted about this on YouTube, I posted about this on LinkedIn, and I get messages all the time from other people who are like, hey, I'm a social media manager. I got locked out of my account and I can't get back in because of two-factor authentication. What do I do? Like, dozens and dozens of people are struck with this same problem. And more of them are getting struck with the same problem. And Facebook do not have a situation, do not have a setup in which people can have this problem resolved. In fact, they literally have a broken system. It goes through a broken page. They literally have human beings who are paid by the hour who do not have anybody they can email to help resolve this issue. This is absurd. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It really is. I mean, the only way Facebook have been able to get away with it is they're just so huge, and they can obfuscate their legal process so easily that they can get away with it to a certain point until suddenly they can't. And the only way they won't be able to get away with it any longer is if people who have a genuine legal complaint against Facebook, like myself, take a stand. So, yeah, I filed at the Special Civil Unit of the Middlesex County Court here in New Jersey a small claimed complaint against Facebook, which means I don't need to pay for a lawyer. It means I'm eligible for up to $3,000 of damages, the maximum. But that's why I'm doing it, because they have accepted this complaint, and so representatives from Facebook through their agent of service will have to answer to this. And then hopefully I can get my problem resolved, and hopefully we can start figuring out how to get this problem resolved for other people. Because that's it. I feel like I've been thrust into a position of responsibility. I need to solve this problem for myself, and other people need to have people like me solving this problem for them. Facebook are literally devastating people's lives by taking away their ability to make a living. I mean, yeah, I'm a social media guy. I do my business online through social media. If I get denied access to the social media platforms, it's personally devastating. It is absolutely devastating. So yeah, these companies need to be held to account. And Facebook, I am coming for you, because this is a disgusting way to run a business. You shouldn't have this much influence and power over people's lives, or else you need to be accountable for when things go wrong. And unless either of those two things happen, then Facebook is finally going to come up against, I think, something even they don't have defense against, and that is the legislative process. If this becomes enough of a problem, then the judicial process through small claims complaints like mine will force Facebook to be accountable, and then going to elected representatives and explaining to them that this problem exists might end up with them trying to put some kind of regulation on Facebook and other social media companies to have a resolution system in place for this. So, Facebook need to resolve this, or people will champion ways to resolve it for them. And I've always been a staunch capitalist my entire life, but this really is showing me that sometimes there are companies that have such an influence on society that they need to be regulated. So there we go. I will keep you updated about how this goes. And it's a little bit woo to be suing Facebook. How stupid does that sound? But there we go. That's the way things are. So stay tuned. I will keep you posted as soon as I have news. Ciao.
I'm Roland Hulme. I've sold 67,000 copies of my books. If you want to find out how I did it, I've got a link right here you can click. And otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. I've got more videos coming soon. Thank you.